So, I typically play wild mode. Not typically, pretty much strictly play wild mode. Wild mode has a huge pool of cards, so there's a lot of exciting things to build with all the cards that are out today. So it's a fun place to get creative and have a good time in this card game, which allows anything to happen because it's on a computer and it's not, playing cards on a table, so it's not limited. You can do all kinds of crazy shit that you wouldn't particularly be able to do on in real life with a deck of cards, Magic the Gathering or some horse shit like that. That being said, the creativity seems to be down here in wild mode. I don't know what it's like in creative or a casual mode, but I'm sure it's the same thing. I'd say 1 in probably 30 guys you run into actually built his own deck and is actually trying to have a good time. I understand building a meta deck and hitting legend if that's what you need to do, and that's fine. But once you do it once, you don't want to do it every month. It's not that fun. Once you get to legend, you're excited for a minute, and then you're hesitant to continue playing that meta deck unless you're going for rank 1 legend, which I don't know, So what the hell am I trying to talk about here? Well, what I'm trying to talk about is I like to build some funky, fun decks with all kinds of cool stuff in it, kinds of neat interactions and combos and that sort of stuff. And I don't expect it to be tier 1 or tier 2, but there is some decks in wild mode that are so obscenely broken and fucked beyond belief that you have to just concede as soon as the game starts when you see the class. Because just seeing the class, you would think, oh, well, I could be building any kind of deck. But I would say 99 times out of 100, it's going to be a meta deck that he found off Hearthstone.com. Now, it's not every class. It's mainly one class. The reason why I'm complaining is because this shit right here. The juicy psych melon. The fucking juicy psych melon, man. This motherfucker right here has completely robbed your creativity in wild mode. It has completely shut down wild mode. It is beyond fucked in conjunction with this card right here. And there's also the deck that has like that guy who swaps your decks and swaps your hands, and that's a real cunt too. But mainly it's this shit right here. If I am not playing an even shaman or with my my dirty rats, or if I'm not playing my warlock that discards people's shit out of their hands in their deck, it's almost guaranteed 100% loss against a druid. And I would say over half of the wild ladder plays this fucking disgusting abomination of a deck. It's fucking insanely unfair and the most unfun thing ever. Just queuing, it just as soon as you see druid or that new gay faggot, like deer woman faggot druid hero that they put in there that everybody seems to like to play, and then they ramp up immediately. By the time you're rolling into your 5th turn, they have like 9-10 mana, and they've already used this juicy psych melon, so they have all of their combo pieces prepared. 10 mana, probably 25 armor, because they draw cards with gaining shitloads of armor. So, like I said, if you don't have a dirty rat to pull their Aviana out, or you don't have that warlock card that destroys the top decks of their card pool, you're totally fucked. you're totally fucked. Like, some other alternatives is if you happen to have Sylvanas on the board, and the Starlighter hits it, and you steal, like, Aviana or something mid-combo. Other than that, good fucking luck. It's extremely frustrating to see a Druid. I thought Jade Druid was bad a year ago. I would play against Jade Druid all day long compared to this bullshit. You know, you can't build a fun deck and even attempt to try and beat this deck. As soon as you see it, you have to concede. You don't have a choice. A good thing, it stops you at rank 5. Or just from the amount of times I have to concede playing a deck that I enjoy playing because I see a Druid and I have no choice. It's either I concede right away and I save myself, 10 minutes of aggravation, or I inevitably lose to a combo that's completely unbeatable without the right cards. I get like the whole strengths and weaknesses in some decks are bad against others, but this deck completely cock blocks you from building something fun and exciting. You can't beat it. It's impossible to beat it with something that doesn't have an insane... You can't even efficiently aggro them down before this happens, because this happens on like turn 6 and on the way to getting their 10 mana and all the cards they need. Like I said, they grow enormous with armor. I know Blizzard is never going to nerf this, and if they do, it's going to be when I'm on my 40th birthday party or some shit like that. So I don't fucking know. The rest of Wild is really seemingly not too bad these days. There's the occasional frustration with the Big Priest and stuff. The Big Priest is overpowered, obviously. Psychic Scream really hurts my feelings. But it's manageable. It's not the end of the world playing against them. It is the end of the world playing against this deck. It is the end of Hearthstone Wild Mode playing against this fucking deck. This combo is probably piling up unsubscriptions to this fucking game like you wouldn't believe. I am going to continue playing because I took this big long break and I'm just getting back into it again. And I'm kind of having a good time, but my good time comes to a fucking screeching halt as soon as I see that piece of shit Druid. Well, that's it, I guess. Let me know if you agree with what I'm talking about. I don't want to see a nerf to these cards. I want to see these cards fucking obliterated from existence. They're bullshit beyond belief, and they need to fucking disappear.